Greetings and welcome to the Talk to Me America show, where the world wants to know what you have to say, so call me and tell them like it is when I tell you to. Greetings to everyone. Thank you for clicking on my little acre of the internet today. LDGddss here on your Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time for the Talk to Me America show. Welcome everyone. I hope everyone can hear me. It looks like everything is working up to speed and up to par. The only one that usually gives me any trouble at this particular point in time is Odysee, so I'm waiting on the 5x5s over there, and we'll get started. Welcome once again. Thanks for clicking on my little acre of the internet today. While I'm waiting on the 5x5, it looks like everybody can hear me. Or can you? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Do you hear what I hear? I'm buffering. That doesn't mean everyone else is buffering. Come on, Odysee. I love you, but... Alright, it looks like everybody can hear me on the other station, on the other channels here. I am actually live today on Rumble, Odysee, and... Oh, okay, you guys had to refresh. Alright, good. Fantastic. Rumble, Odysee, and YouTube. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. All right, let me do my plugs real quick here. I'll let you know what it is I've got on my face and my head. I want to do something special with this, but I'll explain it to you in just a minute. First, I'll do my plugs. Of course, 451 Actual, my metal man, who is always on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays with the background sound to whatever ass you're kicking that day. Pastor Chatelet, who is my main moderator, of course, and of course, welcome to the pond. Welcome everyone. Don't forget to drop by at least for a minute so that I can get your numbers and give me a hello or a check mark or a donation or whatever it is like that. But welcome to the pond and everything like that. Red Dawn Radio, the Drunken Rocky, which of course don't forget he's after my show right after I'm done here. Raynoth DJ Based. Kevin's Chaotic Coffee. Does he actually still do a show? I don't wake up early enough to know anymore. Of course, Tom at America Floats, 2 minutes to midnight. Magical Trevor, who just recently went viral because of the president's tumble and fall over the sandbag, if you will, with his latest presidential ear monitors meme. Those are always funny as shit. I appreciate those, and evidently everybody else does too. I saw him being played on everybody from who played? I think in fact, if I'm not mistaken, I think even Elon Musk shared that meme. So congratulations to you, Magical Trevor. Okay. Reverend Rant, of course, who now does the Boiling Point Live. Some guy from Maine, Rugaru, Not Me B, and Town, who handle and take care of they are the men with the plans. They do and take care of our Pure Blood TV guide. Make sure you go and check them out. You can see us on here now. Some guy from Maine. Hard Rock and Metal Show with Mike Maven and 451 Actual. At 9 o'clock Eastern Time. All of the times on here are Eastern Time. So even if one of your favorites isn't on there, make sure you go to Pure Blood TV or pureblood.tv and check out. You can find somebody else that might be a favorite that's filling in for you. And of course, Pastor Chatelet is always there 24/7. Got something good for you going there and everything like that. So let's see. I'm trying to get to this because I've got a long rant for you guys. But I'm also going to open the phone lines here in just a minute too, so you can interrupt my rant as well. And I'm gonna say hello to everybody in just a minute here, just to. But don't forget to help out our very own Amaz Memes. You can probably see it on the top here as it flashes on the top right. If you're looking at me there, it's the things that flash. She's having kidney problems. Of course, help her with her bills and her doctor bills and things like that. But also, to keep her in your prayers because her doctors can only do so much. Only God can heal her. And I'm sure she believes in that, and we do too. Let's have faith. All right. And speaking of support, of course, support my channel if you can. Give us a share. We are live on Odysee, Rumble, and YouTube. Give us a share. I have PayPal PayPal, Ko-Fi plus a membership. I also have super chats on both Odysee and Rumble, and you can actually become a member on Rumble, or not, excuse me, on Odysee as well. You can scan my little doohickey for the Cash App, or here's my handle real quick on Cash App. Let me see. There it is. Real easy. I don't have any exclusive content, but I mean, if I keep getting more and more support, I'll make it a point to. I'll be able to, you know, do other things for money. You know, do other things, or cancel other things whilst I do content for you guys, which is actually my pleasure as well. All right. Oh, okay. Also, too, all the links I have, everything is all down in the description below, so click on some of them, will ya? Like I say, best thing you can do is share, share, share. Now, let's see who we got in the chats real quick before I get started. Ranger, you were the first one here tonight. To you, thank you. The Drunken Rocky, welcome to the show. Rock Candy, welcome. Salty Al Bundy, oh, good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. Let's see. Demon Goddess Lady Iron. Haven't seen you in a while either. Welcome to the show. Pitbull Doorbell with his cute little puppies with the googly eyes. Space Pirate Yvonne. Welcome to the show. Appreciate y'all being here today. Let's see. Am I missing anybody? Let's see. Found my headgear. Actually, I'm just about to explain that to you in just a minute here. I'm fixing it. In fact, I'll take it off now. I always want to end up doing something special. In case you're wondering, this looks like a Viking headdress. It's purple and black. And I actually hate to say this, but it's something that my sister left to me. My brother-in-law is getting ready to move away. It's been a little bit over a year since we've lost her. It's been kind of a tough week because now we're having to go through all of her belongings and trying to decide who gets what, and trying to decide, what gets donated. And actually, be honest with you, everybody's like flabbergasted at how much stuff she actually had, because she was just so neat and tidy all the time, and you wouldn't be able to tell from looking at her house that it had tons of stuff in it, which this was one of them, and it looks like she left it to me. Now, this is something I know that there's actually some people on our network here that this would probably fit better for, like maybe Crack-A-Lactica or something like that. It's black and purple. It's handmade. It's very heavy and stiff leather. It's signed Castle. It looks like it says Castle Kazby. It's like Castle Kazak, Kzac, and it looks like the name beneath it and cursive is named John, and he named it Rear Thunder God, black and purple, in 2015. So it's also vintage, kind of. Yeah, almost vintage. In 20 years, they consider it's vintage. So I don't know. I was thinking about having either an auction for it, because if mainly I wanted to make sure somebody would get it that would actually use it, appreciate it, maybe put it to their collection. But I also wanted to try and donate part of the proceeds from it in her name to a women's shelter here that she used to donate to all the time. So I don't know if they would appreciate this, but we are donating a bunch of her clothes and some of the other knickknacks and goodies that she had to the women's shelter. But I'd also like to be able to give them some money. So let me know if you guys got any ideas on like if I can auction this off. Anybody think that they'd be interested in it? It's gorgeous. I don't even know if she wore it. It looks brand new. There's no smudges. There's no scuffs. There's no anything. I'm not real sure why she had this. She was into costumes and stuff, and they did love Halloween. But she was also into Wonder Woman. I think it was either a gift or she found this and couldn't resist it. That was my sister. But like I say, handmade, absolutely gorgeous. Very thick, tough leather. Great for cosplay or for a collection. So, I want to do something special though and have some kind of an auction for that. If anybody's interested, maybe pass it around. Alright, let's see. Am I missing anybody else on here? So that explains the headgear. I actually do like it, but I'm not a hat person. And actually, to be honest with you, it was making me sweat. And it was messing up my glasses. That's why I can't really wear it. But I know somebody out there would be very happy with it. And I would love to be able to do something to be able to donate some of the proceeds from it, if that's cool, in her name, as far as that goes. I appreciate that. Okay, good to see you all, friends of Buzzing Space Cowboy. Now, I'm fixing it. Let me see. Let me open the phone lines here before I get started on this. And I bet you guys are really confused about my title this time, aren't you? Well, that's what I'm here for, to explain it to you. And maybe if I'm wrong, someone can counteract me or whatever like that. But this is pretty much what happens when you seek God's wisdom, if you will. All right, I'm going to start off the show with this Bible verse that seems to be pretty apropos with all of this, especially from my epiphany, if you will. Brad Allen, badass Brad Allen, welcome to the show. Yeah, it's gorgeous. I'm sure it probably doesn't look that great on the video. In fact, here, hang on a second. I'll make it bigger for you. I was showing you in the little thinky winky window here. Let me get back to this window. I mean, like I say, it's handmade, very, very sturdy. I'm pretty sure that you can probably, well, it's adjustable. It's got the laces in the back and everything like that. She may possibly have done this or gotten this made for her at Renaissance Festival here. We have a really, really, really big famous Renaissance Festival here every year during the Thanksgiving and everything like that. Thank you, Ranger. Smeegas need love too. Thank you. He says, Salty Matt Jameson, Rock Candy, I'm your ninja. Oh, hey, I'm your ninja. I didn't see you there before, but I see you there now. And Hal, welcome, welcome. All right. I'm trying to get to everybody, but yeah, like I say, I want to try to do something special, and I know she paid a pretty penny for this. My sister actually did have a little bit of cash. She used to be a banker for like 20 years, so I'm pretty sure she saved up and had some kind of retirement plans and stuff like that. But she was also able to buy stuff like this. I think I probably would have seen it and gone, yeah, I'd really like to have that, but I wouldn't have bought it. I don't think I could have. So, like I say, if you got any ideas for it, or if you know anybody that might be interested in it or whatever like that, I'd like to try and have an auction for it or something. I've got to say, from looking at it, I'd have to look it up or see maybe if I could find somebody else that has one to see how much those actually cost originally, and then we can go from there maybe. Drunken Rocky, thank you for the library coin. Oh, and you guys get one of these. Sorry, man. Have a fundraising stream. Whoever donates the most wins the prize. That's a good idea. In fact, that would actually allow me to donate even more money than than if I just auctioned it off to the highest bidder. That would be awesome. That would be totally awesome. Pastor Shadley says, I like dirtles. I do too. All right. Now, like I say, I'm going to start the show off, the rant off, I guess, if you will, with a Bible verse, Ephesians 4:32. And be kind to one another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as God in Christ forgave you. This is actually something that came to me after I came up with all of this and everything. So, again, like I say, I bet you guys are really confused because I wouldn't normally talk about this person at all. Because at first I thought this person got too much attention, wrong messages, etc., etc. However, I was doing some searching and some seeking, I guess, if you will, and I asked a few questions, and I got this person in my feed. I'm going to introduce you. Now, some of you guys might have seen him before. I don't know. Pastor Chatelet, you might know this person. His name is Bishop Marmari Emmanuel. He is originally Iranian, I do believe. And he is the main bishop, I believe, in the... I don't remember the church. I could have sworn I wrote it down. He's a bishop out in Australia, but he's actually one of the most profound people I've ever seen pass the word. And I don't know how to describe it except for to bring him to you as well. So check him out.
The Bible is not written.
Oops.
When you open your eyes in the morning, are you saying thank you, Lord, first before anyone else?
Thank you, Waffle Soldier.
Are you mentioning the Lord? Are you remembering the Lord first? Or are you remembering every single one and everything, and the last one, if lucky, is the Lord? Give your first fruits to the Lord. Every time you wake up, my child, the moment you open your eyes, Jesus, I love you, man. Now this man is like our way of talking. Yo, bro. Jesus, I love you. Thank you, Lord, for another day. Because this day is a new life, is a new beginning. It's another chance given to me to fix what I couldn't fix yesterday. Whatever is gone is dead. Don't dwell on the past. Don't live the past. You are deceiving yourself. You are living a lie. Because the past is gone, dead, never come back. But thank the Lord, because it was the mercy of God. It was the grace of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, who is God revealed in the flesh, that gave you another day. It is His grace that gave you another chance to fix what you couldn't fix yesterday. Take this day, a new beginning, a new life given to me. I am a new creation on this day. When you open...
Now, he did another video that basically said something to the effect of, be thankful in everything. Because it's really not yours to begin with. But also, too, he says, so what if somebody has something different or something more than you do? If you're thankful for what you have, it actually becomes more than enough. And he's not wrong about that. Let me see. That's another one that he came up with. I'm having trouble with my computer today. Oh, yeah.
I just want to stand for a moment and contemplate on this.
This message was...
How many times in our life on earth, how many times with our journey in this wilderness of this world, how many times have we fell on the ground and said, I am dead, I am finished, it is all over, no one can help me, no one can come to my rescue. You know what? It's a dead end. It is finished. I can't do it. No one can. You know, the doctor said it's over. The lawyer said it's finished. The whole world have shut their door in my face. And I am at a dead end. I have given up. And I'm crying for myself because I didn't want to get to this moment in my life where I hate my own self. I am so disappointed with me. I am so disappointed with everyone and everything and life in general. I've given up. And I cried. The voice. An elder came and said, why are you crying? Behold, there is one that can come to your rescue. When we say it is impossible, one and one only can say, what is impossible to man is possible to God, for I am God revealed in the flesh, and my name is Jesus Christ of Nazareth. How dare you say it is over when I am your Lord? How dare you say it is finished when I am, the Alpha and the Omega? How could you say I am dead when I raised the dead from the grave with one word? Lazarus, come forth. He was rotted in the grave for 4 days, yet Jesus raised him to fullness and perfection with one word. It is never too late. For as long as Christ lives, I live. You better have faith. Don't ever give up.
Never give up. That's great. I say I've got a few more, but we get the picture. Has anybody seen him before? Do you guys know him? Have you seen him before? He started coming through on some of my feeds, and he has said some amazing things. And part of what he said, like I said, I wish I could find the other one where he said be thankful in everything, because you know me, I'm an old rebel rocker chick. So I decided to challenge myself and actually be thankful for, instead of something, someone, because people actually are very much more important than things. You know, meh to things, right? But I went a little bit farther and challenged myself and was thankful for someone that I don't think anybody right now is thankful for. And it kind of opened my eyes to something that, a few things that this person has done that actually we can be thankful for and should be thankful for. So I'm going to go over this. Of course, you guys know by the title of the show today is Dylan Mulvaney. And I know a lot of people, oh God, you know, but hear me out. Hear me out. Actually, let me say hello to Bruin Backhand and Hallie on the YouTube. Sorry about that. So, of course, like I say, my rebel self, I still think I'm within God's command, though, as far as this goes. In fact, I believe that this is what he wanted me to see and what he wanted me to share with you about this person. All right? Now, like I say, it's right now, it's making me realize that I was seeing this Dylan debacle thing all wrong over the last however long. But we needed to see it this way first in order to, I guess, be able to see the truth about it, or whatever, what I feel that God is trying to show us about it. You know, he does show us what not to do too, you know. All right, so we're commanded to love our fellow humans, right? Forgive no matter what, etc., etc. So when I became thankful for Dylan, I started to see things as to why we should be thankful for him, and the kind of opposite as to what everyone else is saying about him. Okay? But if you think about it, his actions and his pursuit of fame and fortune, even at the expense of some women, have done quite a few things in our culture that are not bad things, if you look at them the right way. First of all, it made lots of women, and more every day, stand up and take notice as to what was going on with the trans agenda, how it affected them, and of course eventually how it affected their children. He mocked us just enough in his endeavors to have women stand up and say, no, this isn't right, which also made them see just how oppressed they were being, or becoming, in our own spaces, by the same gender we had to fight for over 100 years just to have those spaces and opportunities to begin with. Only difference now, it seems like, is that they have appropriated our wardrobes and our vanities, as well as invading our spaces and demanding that we respect that. We're even starting to stand up against having to compete against them in our own sports. Again, another thing that we fought tooth and nail for, and actually have an amendment protecting, supposedly. So, okay. Women being reminded in this case about how valuable we actually are and how important it is to protect our spaces and our offspring has actually turned out to be a fantastic thing and what we should be doing. To see, and I see more and more women, both straight and lesbian, boycotting and speaking out against these women-based retail outlets. But they're also becoming the mama bears that we need and that nobody wants to mess with. Mama bears. And we're seeing it all over right now. Okay? So thank you, Dylan, for that. I'm thankful for you for that. Just well know that we will oppose you, your ideas, and your movement, if you will, on women's issues. You know, doing you is just fine and dandy with us. All right? Doing you at ours and our children's expense is unacceptable and will not or no longer be tolerated. Just get it straight. And this is with all the love. You know, if I didn't love you, I would not tell you the truth. All right. The next thing is I look at it and I just think about all the folks that are now all the folks that are now standing up against just saying to these bad examples aimed at our children, standing up against the bad examples. I believe he was the impetus for that in a way. All right. So we can be thankful for that in the schools. You know, we're and these bad examples, we're seeing these in the schools, and people are fighting them on the schools and the streets and the libraries, in all these places that hold family friendly drag shows. Which another topic, but real quick on that, I can't figure out how one conflates with the other, because drag queens aren't about the body chopping life, if you will. Most of them are just gay men performing or whatever like that. I'm still not sure how those two get together. Sai, welcome to the show. Hallie, you have a CPAP. I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks. I don't know if I'd be able to sleep with one of them things on my head. Let's see. Real love isn't always pleasant. Love includes truth, and truth can be painful to hear. Right now, the Western world is feeling a hatred of truth, preferring kindness over truth. We do not want to be kind to serial killers. If your compassion harms people, then rather protect them. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right. So, let's see. I found a few little things here. I don't know how much I can show of them, but I'm sure you guys have all heard about the Armenian parents that are now being lectured about genocide. I don't think that's going to go too well, but they're actually fighting against this push for the sexualization of their children under 10 and 12 years old. It's just, let these children be children. You know, they have imaginations already. And I was always told that when your children want to know about this stuff, and when it's time for them to know about, they'll come and ask you. You know, if you let them know that they don't have to hide any of this stuff from you and anything like that. That's the fight that we're having right now. You got teachers and people, other influences in kids' lives now is telling them, shh, don't talk to your parents. Your parents don't understand. They're wrong about everything. And that's not the truth. That is not the truth at all. Rougarou! Welcome to the show. Appreciate that. Yes, enabling is not love. Ass whooping cash be. Okay, what? Our ego that looks to the social interaction is more important than the truth. That's a problem. Yes, I agree, and I'll get to that here in a minute as well. But let's see. This is something from Sav says everybody's
Anthony
reporting
Cabasas
on this.
Is one of my good friends. He was interviewing Armenian American organizers. This was last week. They were protesting outside of the Sataquai Elementary School in Los Angeles over LGBTQ plus pride.
You heard what she said? Los Angeles. Los Angeles. The place that's like terrible right now with all of this stuff. People in these cities that have been like this for a long time are actually starting to fight back against it. Again, I believe that we can be thankful to Mr. Mulvaney, or whatever he calls himself now, because people are waking up and fighting against this stuff. All right? He started this. He did. I mean, look at all the attention that he got, even before the Bud Light fiasco. Okay, let's see. Here's something else. What was this? Parents join forces to fight pride. That was in Los Angeles. This is the one, Americans reject pride as truth begins to thrive. She had a few things on here that I might not be able to show. They were the fights that some of these people had in the streets where Antifa, when basically Antifa came in several instances, especially when these parents were peacefully protesting, and started trouble. And then the reporters actually tried to make it look like the ones that were doing the peaceful protests were the ones that attacked the Antifa assholes that showed up to cause trouble. So you see what they're doing here. But again, I believe, like I say, the way I'm looking at this, I'm seeing all this and everything like that. This person was the impetus for a lot of this stuff. And as I say, this seems rather long, but it did take a year for this to come to an actual head. And it's been almost a year and 3 months now or more. So, but yeah, Dylan started that. He did. I mean, look, like I say, look at the attention he got even before the Bud Light fiasco. But his fame and infamy, such as it is at this point, was building, like I said before, way before the Bud Light thing. He'd already been allowed to mansplain to our president, for fuck's sake, about child affirming care, and thousands of women through his sponsorships by the time his 365th day had arrived. Now, there were a few boycotts and calls for boycotts of Ulta and Tampax and a few others, but those companies were women-centric, as they put it. And I guess women were just not all that bothered until they realized who he was really promoting things like this to, like this trans agenda to minors. And of course, his meeting with the president confirmed that to everybody. That was where some of it started from. But according to what I've been reading and seeing and being told, the average age on TikTok is 11, and he has what, 7 or 8 million of them following him on TikTok? Tell me he's not an influencer on these people. And most of his followers are under 18, from what I can tell. But then once he drove into the area where everyone could see his message, it started a tidal wave of backlash. And of course, this came to the Bud Light incident and all of that other stuff like that. I think that's finally slapped some men in the face. And showed the men actually what was happening to their women and children. Not to mention how at that point it was affecting themselves and their brand that they thought was, that they could be loyal to and everything like that. So Dylan brought out the Papa Bears too, who no one wants to mess with either. I mean, the Mama Bears you don't want to mess with, but they got Papa Bears behind them. That's where they draw the line, it sounds like to me. And our fathers and their fathers, who should by all rights be handling this to begin with. I mean, we are fighting against essentially men in dresses, okay? Also, a last quick note about that. He's also been very good fodder for a lot of content creators, most of which grew exponentially due to him because they covered him every day for the last couple of months. And it just seemed like he was getting more and more attention. JT of Odin's Men actually still covers him. A lot of people have moved on because we got, and I'll talk about that later too. We got, how many people now? I'll count them, but I'm going to talk about how many people we got running for president already. After this, of course. Of course, the phone lines are open. Don't forget to support the channel. Blah, 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 all that stuff. All right, back to it. Again, like I say, a lot of content creators made a lot of money off of this guy as well, as far as that goes, talking about him and ranting about him and what did he do next and what did he say this time and who is he affecting and blah blah, who's sponsoring him and all of that other. And like I say, all of that stuff's kind of superficial when you think about it. And like I say, when I searched for the wisdom and I did what I was asked to do, I saw it differently, and it actually has opened my eyes a little bit to the fact that he can be forgiven as far as that goes. I don't necessarily, and I'll get to that part too. We're not allowed to celebrate, approve of, or participate in it, but he's still a child of God, etc. and etc. I'll get to that part too. Like I say, JT from Odin's Men is still keeping track of him right now. In fact, some paparazzis supposedly caught him in a pink, real light pink. Put it this way, his entire body was just light pink. it didn't even look like he was wearing any. Although it didn't look like him either. If it was him, he doesn't look very well at all. But most of the others have moved on, just like the fad that this movement has become, and will hopefully move on without too much damage as well. Especially since most recently, most of their arguments are either incoherent doublespeak with mental gymnastics that most scientists would be in awe of. The arguments, either that or their arguments don't make a bit of sense, or are just word salad sandwiches for us to ingest and go bleh, and they want you to just eat it and regurgitate it. They're hoping that's what you'll do, or they just screech at everything and everybody. And most ears at that point, even their allies are like, nah, this isn't helping anything. So you can't, and of course a lot of people are like this too. You can't be that serious about this situation about yourself if you can't even defend it. You can't even defend it. You can't even explain it to people. And if you're intolerant about it, that means you're just a narcissist. And if you were that confident in what you claim to be, you wouldn't be looking for everyone else's, including and especially children's verification. All right, and again, all this backlash was not necessarily at him per se, although many are holding him responsible, but it's mainly in disagreement with his message that is ill-advised for most people, but especially for the children, the youngsters, the adolescents, the people that don't need to be thinking about that yet. Grow up first. Be a kid, discover everything, and actually enjoy that discovery without the help of chemicals and the knife. It's not necessary. You're missing something if you go straight directly to that, in my opinion. And I noticed that that's something that Dylan has not done. He's had his face cut on a little bit and everything like that, but I don't see any body modifications. All right, Dylan's quest for fame was responsible for taking down also to a huge percentage of a huge company. One that is no longer an American company, which we found out, a lot of us found out after the fact, which not a bad thing as far as that goes. Again, another piece of knowledge that we needed in order to make these decisions to either boycott or whatever. So that was brought out. Let's see, how much did he bring it down? He brought it down now, when I looked it up, by almost 23%, to the tune of $27 billion loss. Now, that's a loss in the stock market, but it deters anybody from wanting to invest or to continue to invest. And of course, that's a huge loss for any company. Now, he didn't bring them all the way down, but I think that he might have possibly taught them a lesson over this loss. Possibly. I don't know. I'm not seeing it yet. But it's been continuous now for over 2 months, which is really bad for a big company like that, especially a publicly held company like that. And it's still trickling down. In fact, a lot of the executives there are saying that there's no recovering from this. They don't see any recovery. If it keeps going down, like within the next couple of weeks or something like that, then there will be no recovery for at least Bud Light. Like I say, the whole company didn't come down because America is only about 30% of their shares worldwide. So again, it's not an American company though. It's unfortunate that it seems to be hurting the smaller vendors and the middlemen associated with Anheuser-Busch the most, but it's also a lesson. I think we can also look at it as Dylan Mulvaney actually taught these people a lesson, in a way. Whether the consequences be good or bad. So if you hate big business and what they actually stand for, profits over anything and anybody else, don't let them fool you with all this bullshit that they throw at you. Oh, we care so much about everybody. Nope. Anything that'll make them an extra buck. They don't give a shit about you or whatever like that. which most of us do, like I say, hate these companies that do that. Dylan actually almost single-handedly, if you think about it, took one of the biggest companies down. And again, not completely, but a few notches. And again, you might even say he taught them a lesson, a couple of lessons, which from what I'm seeing today and hearing about them sponsoring even more of these family-friendly drag shows, they're not learning. But these are the lessons I do believe that he has taught a lot of maybe companies, even if it's just a little bit. All right. The first one is shut up and sell your product. If you do that, exclusivity to all, unless you're specializing, will be a no-brainer. It'll just automatically be that way. Okay. All right. Number 2, don't get political. No one wants a lecture on how to feel about buying your products. Really. They don't. They really don't. If they need it and want to use it, let them buy it. If it's one of your, best product, good people use it, or it does good, or it makes you feel good, whatever like that. But don't lecture us on the rest of the stuff. Oh, you got to be inclusive. You got to talk to this person. No. Of course, that goes back to rule number 1. Sell your product and shut up. Number 3, you are not too big to fail. Because number 4, we can take our business elsewhere. And we have. And we did. And that's what I'm saying. Everybody's, in fact, they're so worried about it. And this is how you know when they're scared about it. They try to scare everybody else about it. They're claiming that it is financial terrorism. That's their buzzword for everything scary now. Terrorism. Oh, not buying this company's beer is literal financial terrorism. Get the fuck out of here. That's what I say. But that's how you know when we're winning. Because they always go to that. They always go to some scary shit. Or try to, anyway. And I was going to say, financial terrorism, it's lame. That sounds lame. You basically have debased terrorism to absolutely nothing now. People staying home and not spending their dollars in certain places. How stupid is that? How stupid did that sound? But this is how scared they are with all of this. And like I say, it's just a matter of we're not going and buying this stuff. We haven't told anybody else what to do. We're not marching. All right. Greetings, you're on the air.
Hi, it's Hallie. Hi.
Hello, Hallie.
Hi. Just hear you talking about terrorism. Are they aware of the lack of logic? How are you a terrorist for just something you don't do? If people chose not to buy,
that's what I'm saying.
How is that?
That's exactly my point.
But this is where they get you. It's like saying, is it only because he's trans that you were bothered by, not by, but it's like I don't want to say a sort of blackmail. I don't know if that's the right word. There's a certain, there's definite manipulation or gaslighting to make it sound like you're the one with the problem. I was just wondering, all of these. I heard that Bud they just came out with a bizarre commercial or something. I don't know, maybe you've heard about it. I think that they're now like trying to they're so desperate now. They're like continuing to mock their consumer base. There was a recent commercial. I saw the Quartering. I don't know if you're familiar with that website. That guy, and he, I don't know, it's weird. Maybe you should go check it out. Where they have a woman drinking the beer and mocking right-wing viewers. I think it's almost like they're reached a point where, okay, they've lost the consumer base, and this is the only way they could, maybe try to embrace the other side. I think these companies are between a rock and a hard place. But where they they're learning. You can't. You please all, you please none. I guess there's no. But I just, wondered if, if you're aware of just, the manipulation. As soon as you said, as soon as I heard that terrorist, so I think, do you see them like they're like reverting to, I don't even want to say primitive behavior at this point, to, to try to, they realize you can catch more flies with honey than vinegar. Well, the honey isn't working, so now they're resorting to vinegar. I mean, do you see that as kind of a ploy now? Like, they're trying to guilt you into shame you into even. Never mind that Mulvaney himself had no shame, but do you see that as sort of a trend now? I mean, they're, I'm worried about these people getting violent, but I think didn't some of them attack a Target store? Wasn't that in the news?
There was, I think, the only thing that I heard about as far as that was that there was supposedly a bomb threat at one of them, but that turned out to be a hoax. That turned out to be a hoax, I believe.
Oh, good. No, yeah, because I just feel like you're dealing with a malignant narcissism here. A bunch of babies. I mean, my apologies to real babies, but I just see that as sort of the future. It's I don't know, just kind of, it's scary. I think there's so much happening though. Right. On top of it, now we got forest fires that have, I'm calling from New York, so I'm really feeling like, I have asthma and I'm chemically sensitive, so I'm just not doing so great.
Oh, right, yeah.
The haze, yeah. So I don't know why. I just feel like we're getting, God is sending us messages. That also what happened in I think it started in Quebec, the fires.
Mm-hmm.
That was also because a lot of the liberals, they didn't want these forest what is it,
I think they're shirking their duties so that they can just turn around when something like this does happen and just blame it on climate change so that they can push that agenda.
Yeah.
Because that's all I hear. That's all I'm hearing about it. Oh, it's climate change and it's killing the New Yorkers and it's they're really pushing the climate change big time on this one.
Yeah. No, but I read somewhere like a lot of forest like maintenance. People like often have to burn fires to create to thin it out, or I think that's what like forest fire people do. Mm-hmm. But they were forbidden by the left wingers. They said you shouldn't do that for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to save a chipmunk or something. But because of that, then it created overcrowding. Sitting out the trees weren't thinned down or something, so it caused a whole conflagration. So that's why we had over 400 forest fires in Quebec. And that's why I had to stay at home today with the windows closed. I had to work remotely because... So I'm wondering if this is... I don't know. I just feel like there's symbolism somewhere. I just feel like it's all... I just feel like it's all coming together in a certain way.
Did you see the bishop that I actually showed earlier?
Yeah.
There's another video. Yeah, there's another video out here that he talks about.
Yeah.
He goes. In fact, I want to go see his. I'm going to go to YouTube later on and see his Revelations series. He's got 4 videos, but he believes that we're starting into the end times because this man actually speaks Aramaic and Greek too, so he actually knows what these. Yeah, he's quite the scholar on the Bible, and he's seeing this stuff happening, in real life because Aramaic was the actual supposedly one of the original languages, and if you I've noticed in some of these things, if you translate it from Aramaic to Greek and then to English, or then to Latin and then to English, it loses something in the translation.
Oh, yeah, everything's lost in translation. Yeah. Aramaic was the language of the Talmud. I know it was very, important language. Yeah, I know something's happening, but I'm just seeing things are coming to a head, like socially, if that's the word that, people are fed up. I was reading it, they mentioned earlier about the fathers. There was a whole riot that broke out of the men. I'm so glad the fathers. I thought finally. Why don't? I think it's good. I mean, I always heard that, like a lot of this utopian will come through the women. The women will help make the world. I'm grateful for more feminine influence. I'd say that's one of the positive achievements of the feminist movement. women, but I still need a masculine framework. I thought, where the hell did the men go? And I'm just seeing this now. I'm just so grateful. Do you see that as more of a future thing?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's actually the point of my show tonight, being thankful for Dylan Mulvaney, because everybody throws him so much hate, but you know what? I don't think it's him. I think it's, there was a congressman or a senator that called the transgenders people and had to apologize for calling them demons. I don't think they are demons. I think they have demons. Well, that's why I say I don't think they are demons. I think they have demons.
No. Yeah. It's like saying people have a lot of demons. Like I know people. Yeah,
there's a big difference.
I think they have multiple problems.
There's a big difference.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying I'm perfect. Certainly, we all have. But I think that it's often a symptom of other problems. But yeah, when it becomes openly displayed like that, I think that he really is the turning point. I don't know, or whoever that person, that woman that designed that ad, the campaign in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how would you like to know that you're going to go down in history, the textbooks? So, but I think that's, I really think it's the turning point. I kept wondering, because I've been watching the past 5 years, even before Trump, this predated him. I think the past almost 10 years, I was watching this growing, an obsession with white men, with heteronormative. But it's reached a point now where it's really. I mean, it's depressing. It used to be almost amusing, but now it's just depressing. And so I'm just glad. I thought finally the men. I mean, we get to bring back the men. That's the only. These guys that are sitting in the basement, they better get off their butts and really go out and protest. I don't know. Anyway, listen, I just I'm feeling so off the air. So anyway, I'll let you go, and let's hope and let's really hope for light at the end of the tunnel. I pray really.
Well, if nothing else, the pendulum is swinging back a little bit, which is normal as far as that goes. But
yeah.
We
sorry, go on.
We are the ones that have to handle this. If we, through God's love, we have to handle this. And there's a way. He makes the way. We'll find it. It'll come to us.
It'll come. Yeah. Okay. All right. So have a good weekend. Okay, and I'm glad you're downwind from Quebec right now. Okay.
Oh, we have our own problems in the summertime. For some reason or another, we get this African dust down here for a month.
So
yeah, I don't know how it comes all the way here from Africa, but we get the orange skies over here too for some trade winds or something like that. So yeah, we get it down here too sometimes.
Wow! I know when I got off the train last night from work. I mean, it was like about 6:30. It looked like a nuclear sunset. I never saw that in my life. All my years here in New York, it was really. I should have taken a picture of the sun. It was really amazing. Wow. So I guess no place. I guess every place has it. They whatever its problems, but I just hope I survive. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna let you go and have a good weekend.
Okay. Stay healthy.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for calling.
Bye.
Good night.
My pleasure. Bye. Night.
All right. Shout out to Hallie, my regular caller. Thank you so much for calling. Let's see. Where was I? Okay, we were talking about the lessons that that Dylan has possibly taught a lot of these a lot of these companies also too. Some of them are still pushing and everything like that too. But we're finding out that they're being pushed like these big companies about BlackRock with a some kind of score as to how woke you are. In fact, I saw a comparison. Elon Musk, his company Tesla, the company that's actually doing a lot of stuff to try and save the planet, if you will, with the clean energy and yada 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 and everything like that. He's got a lower score when it comes to that woke stuff, diversity and all that other stuff, than the cigarette company does, Philip Morris. If you can believe that. Like I say, it was on the internet. They comparing into it, but I think it was, who was it that was talking about that? I think it was Styx Six Hexenheimer mentioned it too. He's usually pretty reputable when it comes to this kind of thing. But like I say, there's even been some businesses, and now we're right in the smack in the middle of this month now. But there's been some businesses that have actually quietly changed their logos back to just doing business logos. They're distancing themselves from a lot of this too. I believe the Bud Light debacle was the gateway, or should we say the final straw, for folks to start saying no to the other big companies that tried real hard to push the message or agenda, especially on our children. Look at the sales drops in Target. Another huge greedy corporation owned by France, believe it or not. So, and of course, you guys know France doesn't love us. And no matter how many times we've helped them out and bailed them out, they still hate us and they still talk bad about us. In fact, I think I remember hearing somebody from over there wanting to take the Statue of Liberty back from us. That was their gift to us, supposedly, or whatever like that. So, but yeah, they hate Americans. So another company that's not American. I'm wondering, actually, if this is actually any kind of a pattern. Because the two companies so far that have seemed to have lost out the largest amount are not American companies. And this seems like somewhat of a patriot type of movement on our side for, against the grooming, I guess you could call it. So at this point, all right, I'm almost finished with this rant about him. We'll go on to the other things. At this point, I believe Dylan's 15 minutes of fame is just about up now, though. As he did just do an interview with some magazine that I've never heard of. I think it's called Them. How apropos, right? The name of the magazine. And essentially, I read this, and he sounded like he was begging for an acting job. He's like, oh yeah, after all this, I just want to act. I just want to be an actress. So just like, what happened to Mother? But if you look at the entire picture like I did, and after I sucked the wisdom and became thankful, Dylan was the key in the lock to make regular folks that were just not paying attention before to start standing up and saying absolutely not to this movement. Heck, I'm noticing even the LGBTQ community, supposedly their own community, feels that the trans and the maps have hijacked them, and even they want to distance themselves from this this body chopping agenda, especially for the children. I see LGB or hashtag. I see hashtag LGB without the TQ trend on Twitter almost every day now. So the TQs and all the rest seem to be bullying everyone in this aspect. That's funny, Salty Al Bundy. Welcome to the show. Emptide, welcome to the show. Please make sure to share this. Russian bot, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. We're taught to have monopoly money, eat donuts, hate blacks. Now, I wasn't taught that. I wasn't taught that at all. It still blows my mind. It still started blowing my mind when, as somebody that grew up in the 80s and 90s and everything, when that shit didn't matter, nobody cared, we all played with one another, we all, went to school together and all that other stuff. This was all integrated into us all our lives. Now, all of a sudden, in my 50s, I'm told I have to notice color for some reason. And when I can't, I get in trouble. It's like, no, unacceptable. Unacceptable, that's not the laws and the mandates that I follow. And I've told people I am merely a vessel. This is like I say, I'm merely a vessel. You got a problem with that, take it up with the boss. Nothing I can do. Nothing I can do. Skinheads beating up a gay couple when a group of Muslims intervene. Nice. Actually, that's something interesting I've noticed a little bit too. It's not real prevalent right now yet. Although I did see somebody just post a meme about it. But I'm noticing, and I've heard from some Muslim people on Twitter mentioning how much that they're starting to notice that they're a lot like Christians. Christians just want peace. Muslims just want peace. I'm wondering if this situation is going to end up making strange bedfellows. But, again, is that a bad thing? Is it? Would it be? As long as it's not a trick, to try and conquer us or something like that. But I get the feeling Christ wants us to be united in love and stuff like this. He commands that. In fact, the bishop, like I say, I've been studying him a lot. He's been coming over my feed a lot, and I've been listening to a lot of his work. He even read the Quran, and basically makes an argument for. I think somebody told him that they didn't believe in the writings of one of the apostles, or one, I think it was John, or I don't remember which one it was. I'm sorry. But anyway, he says, Muhammad and his teaching and his writings came 600 years after Christ. So you're telling me that I'm supposed to believe this prophet that didn't have anything to do with Christ, didn't know Christ, wasn't around Christ, was 600 years after Christ. I'm supposed to believe him over someone that actually lived with Christ, that someone that was there with him, that supported him, that followed him and was there with him, and did he lie when he was writing this stuff down? That kind of stuff. So he's very good, and like I said, he said he read the Quran. He says even the Quran talks about Jesus actually being the God, or a God, or a prophet, but of God, or something like that. But as I say, he says even in the Quran they recognize Jesus as the God manifested into humanity, or something like that. I can't remember everything he says. Our books has dates you can look in history for what? Oh my God! Did you really, Salty Al Bundy? That's no comment. Oh hey, Sai, welcome, Toasty. Welcome. Thank you. Go right ahead, Space Cowboy. Phone lines are open. Let's see. All right, so to end this, we love Dylan as a human because we're commanded to, but we don't have to, and we are actually not allowed to participate, agree with, or celebrate his lifestyle and his movement right now. In fact, we're commanded to identify and speak out against and fight against these lifestyles in love, of course, but we definitely can't participate in them. Okay, and we call them out because we don't want, we love these people. We don't want them to we're trying to warn them. What we hate is the message, or at least the fact that he seems to be possessed. It's like I said before. There was a congressman that actually had to apologize for calling trans people demons. I don't think they are demons. I think they have them. And actually, that's another thing that the bishop talked about too, is some of the depression and some of the mental illnesses and everything seem to be demons within these people that they seem to not be able to get rid of unless they seek Christ. I have a tendency to believe him as far as that goes. In a lot of cases, because I know what it's done for me. There's a few things that I've gone through in this life where if I was to tell you about it, that you would ask me, why are you not in a rubber room somewhere? But I think that's why I didn't allow, or he didn't allow those demons to keep me in that place. So, what we hate is the message, or at least the fact that he seems possessed by demons, or demon, in that he spreads this misinformation about our biology's abilities. And of course, that's the first thing that demons want to do. The devil knows that he can't beat God, so he's going to do the next best thing, which is beat on us and torture us, because he knows that hurts God. He knows that hurts Jesus. They seem to also have him entangled in a confused and terrible way in which to gain fame and fortune and power. That, of course, you guys know won't last very long and isn't lasting very long. But he can't take it with him. And nothing of this earth is ever going to save any of us from eternal darkness. Okay? These demons seem to have caused him to not only get really ambitious about being famous and rich, even to his own surprise. Of course, remember now, again, take that part. I take that part a little bit with a grain of salt because this is still show business after all. And I think that that in my opinion, he's only saying some of that stuff, that he can't believe the unfortunate part of his fame for the victim part of his grift. But look at all that has happened and why he is surprised by what has happened. First off, it seems as though he thought that all he needed to do was be famous and that all his troubles and woes would be over with if he could just become famous. In fact, he believed it so much and so hard that he literally did. There's at least 10 years worth of videos and things like that of him putting himself out there in order to do so. Zom, welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. American Dream. I'm trying to keep up with you guys in the chat. Welcome, Zom. Let's see. Ranger. Okay. Has anyone, speaking of demon possession, has anyone checked on Adam? Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while either. Usually he comes to all my shows. So, like I say, he put himself out there in order to do this, and he's done some crazy things too. I mean, you know, it just, like I say, it almost seems like something possessed him to do all of this stuff. And he did some crazy things. I've seen him in some videos where, I think he was not even 18 yet. And he got on stage with this band and was like performing in his underwear. And they supposedly got naked afterwards and performed. So, if you're talented, you don't need that kind of stuff. If you're that talented, you don't need that kind of stuff. But his mistake was thinking or believing that everyone that saw his name, his shtick, and his fame would love him and support him unconditionally, especially those he mocks. He seems to have forgotten the most important love of all that he does actually have. Otherwise, he would not be searching for it in any of us. He acts now almost as if he was entitled to this fame, fortune, respect, and such. So, and you can tell that by one of his latest videos where he goes out in nature and tells everybody, oh, nature doesn't disrespect me. I can do anything with nature, and nature doesn't judge me, but everybody else will. Like as if, again, the victim mentality thing. Oh, please don't come down on me. I'm trying to be my best me, blah, 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 which... Again, a lot of people, he's still in a grifter. He's a grifter. All right? They're wanting to get off scot-free for all of this stuff that they know a majority of people don't agree with. And it's not that we don't agree with it. It's up to you. We don't care what you do. The problem is you're trying to recruit our children. You're trying to recruit everybody else and demanding respect when you give none. At all. Not me be! Yesterday I was connecting with people fighting back a P.O. Happy Pride Month post in the neighborhood app. A neighbor showed me this website they built. Silent Majority. It is full of base people. This is an opportunity to extend our community. Help me. Yes, okay. Can you share that on the other two sites I'm on too? I'm on Rumble and I'm also on YouTube. It's https:// silority.com. Silent Majority. Check them out. Yeah, you're right about that. Never underestimate the power of stupid people in large groups. But we don't even really need large groups, as Dylan has shown us, and I've been showing you all the different things that have actually happened because of this one person. Let's see. My message actually to him is, first off, Dylan, welcome to the real world, and second, that's what you get when you actually put yourself out there. I get it too. Everybody else gets it too. It's a matter of people not agreeing with one another, but also being taught that it's okay to hate at the same time. And that's not the case. And I've never hated you. I just dislike what you do, and I don't appreciate you commandeering women's spaces. That's all it is. It's, you know what I'm saying? You got your own problems. That's between you and your God. I'm not going to judge you for it. I'm not, everyone's going to judge you. No matter what you do or say, good, bad, or indifferent, everyone's going to judge you. That's just human condition. However, might I remind you that no one on earth is worth even worrying about whether they love you or not. Not even your parents. But without God's love, you will be used and hated and forever in darkness. And that ain't me talking. I'm merely the vessel. That's my boss talking. I can't go against that. And neither can you. But he loves you just the same. And again, as somebody that does love you as well, I'm not going to lie to you. Alright, so yeah, because of you, you've caused a firestorm of righteousness. And if you will, especially when it comes to the protection of our children, which is a good thing, I'm thankful for Dylan Mulvaney. He's one of God's children who has unfortunately chosen at this time of his life to make his God money and fame. But in doing so, I believe that God is using him to help in the awakening of folks that we all need to start to fight and win against the powers that want to enslave us all by trying to change the very meanings of what it is to live our best lives. I pray that you will see the light before it's too late, Dylan, and thank you for your work. In a lot of ways, it does seem evil, yet it is being used for good by the grace of God. And that's why I'm thankful for Dylan Mulvaney. In my opinion, this is what I'm seeing now, and I have become thankful for something unexpected. Now, I know a lot of you are listening to me tonight. I want you guys, if you can, because this has been really eye-opening, and it has made me feel better about what's happening and the fact that we're winning. And God always wins. So that's where, like, the faith is coming in as far as that goes, too. So I want to encourage you guys and challenge all of you guys to even, just if you just do one time, one little thing, and just try this, encourage you and challenge you to try to think of something that you would never, ever, 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 ever think to be thankful for, that you might even hate. And you might actually be shown, like I was today, what purpose that God may have for whatever it is that you're not usually thankful for in our lives, what purpose it might have in our lives. And you might be surprised to find, hey, God turned the bad into the good for me. So in doing so for me, it made me actually even more determined to fight against those bad ideas and movements. But it also reminded me that God works in mysterious ways and always, always has our backs. And all our fighting needs to be with love, of course. Never forget. But like I say, love isn't always pleasant. And if you love someone, you will not lie to them. You will not. And if you really think about it, all the results have been we needed someone like Dylan to get some of us off of our asses, to start winning this perpetual battle between good and evil. So God be with you, Dylan, and I hope you get the ultimate reward someday, just like I intend to. I will continue to pray for you and be thankful for what purpose you have served so far. Now, I do have one more little thing to say, though, that has kind of gotten to me, and you guys want to pay attention to this now. And this came across my feed when I was looking for actually the exact amount of how much Bud Light has lost so far. You know, you got to keep that fact-checking shit going. Of course, but I usually ask to be led on all of these shows too, and he never fails me with these things. But I was shown the only reason that any man should ever think of acquiring feminine hygiene products. Let's see. Meet my friend. Who is this? Meet my friend 614 Life. Let's see if I have to. Yeah, let me refresh it. I don't know what the heck's going on. There we go.
The life hack school never taught you. Do you have a problem with grease when you're cooking? Well, try this cooking hack and never deal with grease again. You're welcome.
He's got a better one. He's got a good one for bacon, too. Watch this.
This is the bacon life hack that school never taught you. You have a problem with bacon grease when you're cooking? Well, try this method and never have a problem again. You're welcome.
So, that right there... that right there was hilarious. And like I say, that came to me just, I guess, God wanted me to laugh about this because... like I say, that right there should be the only reason a guy would ever think about needing feminine products. And I thought that was pretty hilarious as far as that goes. Is that 451's brother? I don't know. I didn't think 451 had a brother. I didn't know he had a brother. Okay. All right. I wanted to talk about all the people. Okay. Yeah, that took me a little bit longer than I thought I was going to take me. I'm sitting here writing this and more and more and more, and stuff was coming to me. And it's like, geez, I'm going to be talking about this guy the whole time. But all right. Wanted to talk about all the people that are just lining up. It's like they're giving something away or something, lining up to be our next president for 2024. And we're not even through 2023 yet. In fact, it's over a year. Usually we don't start hearing about people starting to run or whatever like that until almost a year, just a year before the actual elections. And it's not even anywhere near, the summer's not over yet. So, let's see. I wanted to show you something else here. Didn't I? Is this in order? Is this out of order?
So earlier today,
Okay, yeah, I wanted to show you. I was going to say, I didn't write this part down, but I wanted to show you guys. Well, here's some more page shills that we need to not listen to. I don't understand how.
So earlier today, we both saw President Biden speak at the White House.
Yeah, I'll just bet you did.
We are more confident than ever that he is the guy for 2024. Look.
They weren't. They must have been watching his clone or a robot or something. These kids, either that, or these kids are getting paid way too much to be blind.
I get that people say he's too old. Truly, I understand. But after today, watching him speak and then spending over an hour speaking to the crowd, he was clearly energetic and he's fit. And look, he's kind, caring, compassionate, and he's extremely productive. And that's why he needs to be reelected in 2024.
These kids are delusional. But, like I say, they're well paid, and we've already found out that's how that's happening. Treating gunshot wounds with tampons, myth or fact. Yes, doctors literally plug the hole by inserting a dressing that resembled a tampon into musket wounds. Yeah, but I don't think that was a thing yet. Women were still using rags, and sometimes they would just not leave the house and stuff like that. Glass bottles with cocktails in them. Eptide. I take it that that's a experience talking there. Let's see. Girls with a time machine. My buddy's 16-year-old son sent me this. There is hope in the youth. Girls with the time machine. I'm your granddaughter. Really? Boys with the time machine. Rewrite the second one like you're talking to a 5-year-old. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was going to say, I would venture to say that unless you become really, really, really indoctrinated, again, it's like I said before, your body actually is an amazing thing. To the point of where you get like butterflies in your stomach if you know something's not right. You feel vibes. You feel, you know what I'm saying? And if you follow the divine, it seems to be more intense. Your body becomes more protective over itself and things like that. Even your brain has a protective mechanism in it to survive, to try to whatever. So it doesn't surprise me. I have Tweak. How you doing? I have tampons in my IFAK just in case I get shot. We take him with us on missions overseas. No jokes. Okay. Well, I was going to say, that's still unisex, though, at least. Okay? There was a lot of people that were extremely upset when Dylan was going around, oh, look, tampons! Why? Why? You're never going to need them. And I've never, I don't know where in the world he got the idea that women walk around with a bunch of tampons just passing them out to whoever needs them. That never happens. Not to mention, it's really creepy and freaky if a guy, I don't care if they're dressed like a woman or trans or whatever, like a guy goes around just offering tampons to people. That's like, I have a friend that actually quit music because he's bald, and he quit music because nobody would stop patting his head. He hated being touched like that, and he quit music because people would not stop touching it. It's like that. Going around passing around fucking tampons like that is like going around and rubbing my guy's head that doesn't want to be touched. He literally quit music, quit playing out, because people wouldn't leave his head alone. But yeah, that's what it's like. That's what it reminded me of. That's what it looked like. I remember as a young kid and a grandma telling about the cloth ones they use, probably more healthy than the chem shit today. Oh yeah, in fact, some women only had one cloth. They would have to wash it out after every flow, every couple hours, whatever. So yeah, we've come a long way, baby, but trans and tampons is too far. Okay, let's see. Who's running for president so far? And actually, one of the things that actually made me talk about this is because I found out today that Dr. Cornel West has literally thrown his hat in the ring. Chris Christie was supposed to also announce today. Dr. Cornel West announces People's Party presidential run. Now, there's only like, according to what's his name? The name went right out of my head. Sergeant Tripod. Welcome to the show. According to Jimmy Dore, according to Jimmy Dore, the People's Party is, there's only like 4, maybe 6 registered states. So I don't know how much of a chance he has on this, unless he plans on going around to the other states and start registering that party in all of these other states. That would be quite a job, from even having a year and a half to do it. He says, I'm running for truth and justice as a presidential candidate for the People's Party to reintroduce America to the best of itself, fighting to end poverty, mass incarceration, ending wars, and ecological collapse, guaranteeing housing, healthcare, education, and living wages for, it was a tweet, for all. Join the movement at cornelwest24.com. Oh, he actually says it. Well, let's hear what he has to say.
In these bleak times, I have decided to run for truth and justice, which takes the form of running for president of the United States as a candidate for the People's Party. I enter into quest for truth. I enter into quest for justice. And the presidency is just one vehicle to pursue that truth and justice, what I've been trying to do all of my life.
Good luck with that. Seems like lately the presidency hasn't had anything to do with truth or justice lately.
I come from a tradition where I care about you.
Oh, you do you?
I care about the quality of your life. I care about whether you have access to a job with a living wage, decent housing, women having control over their bodies, health care for all, de-escalating the destruction of the planet, the destruction of American democracy. Democracy creates disruption. It creates an eruption. It creates an interruption. Wide from below, the energies of everyday people is manifest. And I know there are precious people in your life who you care for. That's why it's important for you to be involved.
Yeah, another one. He cares for you. Vote for him. He cares for you. Look at how old he is. Where's he been all this time? Because I've known who Cornel West is for years. Okay, thank you for sharing that, MBB. Thank you for sharing that everywhere, MBB. Appreciate that. Make sure to go to that Silent Majority website. We need all our soldiers of God. Cornel West is meant to steal the black Democrat vote from Biden, making it impossible for him to win. You think so? I mean, will he be able to do that, not running as a Democrat? I mean, if you listen to him, all his talking points are Democrat, or progressive, if you will. But again, this man is in... How old is he? He's got to be at least in his 60s, almost close to 70 by now. Where's he been all this time? Now he cares about everybody? So that's... Like I say, that's actually one of the things that got me into looking at and seeing who all's doing it. Because it seems like every day somebody says, oh, my hat's in the ring. Oh, there I go. Oh, there I go. And of course, most of them are on the Republican side right now. Of course, you know what the Democrats have been doing and what they plan on doing. Just the fact that they have Biden running again should tell you that. So, meet the 2024 presidential candidates by Aaron Doherty of Axios. Confirmed and potential 2024 potential presidential candidates. Of course, Republican, the first one is Donald Trump. They got Hallie, Ramaswamy, Scott, Hutchinson, that's a new one, Elder, DeSantis, Pence, Chris Christie, Burgum, and Youngkin. Oh, is that the Youngkin that used to be the governor of Kentucky, West Virginia? One of those over there. President Joe... Okay, the crowded 2024 Republican field expanded this week with 3 more presidential hopefuls. Former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, former Vice President Mike Pence, and North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum. The big picture, former President Trump and President Biden have both announced their 2024 bids, setting up a potential rematch of 2020. And I think that's what they're hoping for. Biden, 80, who for months signaled that he was planning to seek re-election, made it official in April. His campaign pitch, Biden vowed in a launch video to protect personal freedoms such as access to abortion, voting rights, and Social Security. None of that stuff has been gotten rid of, as far as I know. He presented Trump as a threat to America. Well, we saw that in the debates that they did. You know, and I think he treated them that way because he already knew he was going to win. And environment and semiconductors. Yeah, them semiconductors are becoming real important now. I guess China is getting ready to tell us to go wherever. Go upstairs and put on some lotion right now. Been banned. Welcome to the show. Welcome. Tetris, welcome to the show. Please make sure you share if you're new here and everything like that. Have people call in, and Space Cowboy, you can call anytime, man. Phone lines are open for everybody. I want everybody. This is why I do this show, to get people to tell us their own things. Get your voices out there. We're the small voices, but it's important for us to continue to exercise our First Amendment, or else we are going to lose it involuntarily. You don't want to do that. That's why I do this show. It's important for me to speak out, and I feel compelled to do it and have been called to do it. But my main calling is getting everybody else on the phone, getting everybody else getting it out there. In fact, I'm still working on the part of last week's video when that guy that sounded like Alex Stein 99 or whatever it was called. He actually had a few good points, and he was trying to bicker with me a little bit, but. All right, the next one, former President Donald Trump, 76, who announced his 2024 bid last year, has shored up strong support among some Republicans and is leading early in the 2024 polls. He faces a number of legal investigations, including one that has resulted in criminal charges, which we all know is bullshit. His campaign pitch. The former president has repeated false statements that the 2020 election was stolen and casts himself as the victim of overzealous, politically motivated prosecutors. Well, she's saying that like he's lying. His campaign speech emphasized similar themes to his previous bid, including focusing on border security and economy and crime. Yeah, That's actually usually the main thing. It's the economy, stupid. But yeah, repeated false statements that the 2020 election was stolen and casts himself as a victim of overzealous, politically motivated prosecutors. They've only been fucking with him since he announced his presidency in 2015. Russia, the Ukraine thing, the January 6th bullshit, which actually he was already out of office and they impeached him again. How stupid was that? They just wasted a bunch of Social Security money, from what I read. The next one is Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Everybody, all the constituents, the people of the land told him, not this time, dude, not this time. And he went against it anyway. This is another thing that proves to me that none of these people give a damn what we want. They're not there to represent us anymore. So Cornell actually might be right about changing some of this stuff and going back to when we didn't have so many government officials telling us what to do. DeSantis, 44, officially entered the contest on May 24th after months of speculation. You mean months of encouragement and months of everybody telling us, oh, he's going to do it, 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 he's going to do it. And he's going to, in the polls, they had him in polls and everything before he even hinted at this. So his campaign pitch, widely considered Trump's most serious challenger in the Republican primary, and I don't see that as Trump's almost 20 points ahead of him and has been since the beginning. DeSantis is building his campaign around many of his legislative successes in the Sunshine State, centered on a far-right cultural agenda on race, gender, and education. Not far-right. Not far-right. This is just normal people that don't want this leftist agenda of you're not who you were born as and stuff. Not to mention the fact that far-right cultural agenda. All right, I'm sorry, I don't see anything wrong with making it against the law for strangers to talk to children about sex. I don't care what your orientation is. All right, and evidently, if you read the law on this, the law doesn't care either. Next one is Senator Tim Scott, a 57-year-old senator from South Carolina, who is one of the most prominent black Republicans. He launched his presidential campaign on May 22nd. His campaign pitch, speaking before a crowd at his alma mater, Charleston Southern University, Scott highlighted an optimistic view for America. Drawing on his faith and personal story, he's presenting himself as baggage-free alternative to Trump and DeSantis. Oh, I'm sure that somebody will try to, will succeed in putting some baggage on him somewhere. Conservative radio host Larry Elder. Now, I had heard about him wanting to do this, but I didn't know that he had done this. He actually had put his thing in there. Whatever they call it. Elder, he's 71 years old. He mounted an unsuccessful challenge to Governor Gavin Newsom, Democrat, during the California recall election, announced his bid in April. Well, you know why it was unsuccessful. And actually, since they kept him in there, I don't understand why they even bothered to do the recall in the first place. His campaign pitches, a longtime talk show host Elder wrote on Twitter, America is in decline, but this decline is not inevitable. He said that he is running for president to enter a new American golden age. Former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson is 72 years old, a vocal critic of Trump hater in other words, announced in April that he was seeking the presidency. He said that Trump should drop out of the 2024 race. Well, of course, that would give you a better way to win now, wouldn't it? And I love this. This isn't even a competition for the policies or anything anymore. It literally has turned into a high school rivalry. It's getting dumber and dumber and dumber as it goes along. Like as if him saying, "Oh, Trump, you should drop off," that's just gonna make Trump go, "Oh, maybe I should." Oh my God! He's like, "Oh, this Hutchinson guy who nobody's ever heard of is telling me to drop out." Yeah, fat chance. Oh, you guys still mad at Fog? Is he still bugging you guys? Is he even here? Trump Lake would rock the world. Yeah, yeah. Especially since they both have the same agenda and would actually be working together to, and not working separately and stuff like that. Let's see. His campaign pitch, Asa Hutchinson, his campaign pitch. The two-term governor of Arkansas said that the country is facing one of the most unpredictable political environments he's ever seen, presenting himself as the candidate that exhibits consistent conservatism. Arkansas. Oh! Isn't that where the Clintons are from? Next, venture capitalist Vivek Ramaswamy. Ramaswamy, 37, who has never held elected office, announced earlier this year that he's running for president. His campaign pitch, he said he wants to restore America's national identity, excuse me, and touts a vision that pushes policies further to the right than Trump would. He's the author of the book Woke Inc., and an outspoken critic of diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. He has a reason for that. He's another one like Greenwald and these names always escape me. The guy from Project Veritas, that they just run him out of his company. Vivek Ramaswamy had also started a company, and because it went woke, they ran him out of his own company too. So he actually has a reason for this as well. He doesn't talk about it much, but I think that's something in his book. I haven't read his book. So, and of course, the next one, of course, is a former UN ambassador, Nikki Haley, who is in kind of sort of a way betraying Trump on this, as I do believe she said that if he was running, that she wouldn't do it until he wasn't running anymore. Another wrong answer. Haley, 51, the former U.S. ambassador to the United Nations and former governor of South Carolina, entered the 2024 contest in February. She's likely to be the only woman in the Republican field. Her campaign pitch, she has argued for a new generation of leadership to move the country forward, and highlights her background as a daughter of Indian immigrants on the trail. I do believe she was also in the military. I could be wrong. She's also one of the first Xers that I saw in here too. She's a Generation Xer, so that might help a little bit. But, like I say, a lot of people are looking at her now saying that she's, by doing this, by throwing her hat in the ring, that she's betraying Trump. The next one up is author Marianne Williamson. She's 70 years old. She's a self-help author who mounted an unsuccessful presidential bid in 2020 and has launched a long-shot Democratic challenge to Biden. Her campaign pitch, Williamson supports universal health care and tuition-free state colleges and university, and seeks to take on corporate power and tackle economic inequality. Good luck with that. In fact, I believe that if push comes to shove and they do get free universities, you know who's going to end up paying for it and sponsoring it? The big companies, so that they can train their workers to work for them for next to nothing. That's a cycle that's gone on since the Industrial Revolution. You can look that up too. His campaign, let's see. Okay, I got her. Next one is activist and lawyer Robert F. Kennedy Jr., the nephew of former President John F. Kennedy and an outspoken critic of vaccines. Kennedy, 69, launched his bid for the Democratic nominee in April. Another boomer. His campaign pitch during the nearly 2-hour campaign announcement. Jeez, really? Kennedy, an environmental lawyer, criticized the pharmaceutical industry and slammed the school and business closures during the pandemic, asserting that the government and the media lie to us. Well, I can agree with that. He's not wrong there. But, again, I haven't heard him say what he's going to do about it either. Former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, this has got to be a joke. Christie, 60, he's just on the edge there of being an Xer, is running for president for a second time after an unsuccessful bid in 2016, where Trump ate him alive and spit him back out. A former close ally to Trump, actually he was begging him for a position that he never got. Christie is now a staunch critic of the former president, calling him a coward and a puppet of Putin. That ain't gonna get you nowhere. If you're still on that train, you're out. His campaign pitch, Christie is presenting himself as the candidate with the guts and fearlessness to engage with Trump and show voters that it is time for the Republican Party to move past the former president. Once again, good luck with that. You couldn't even get 3% on him the last time. And you've been out of the picture now for a little while, not to mention the fact that Trump didn't do nothing for you. Didn't even give you a job. So, yeah, good luck with that, Chris. Next up, former Vice President Mike Pence 64, another boomer, who earlier this year said that Trump's words on January 6, 2021 were reckless, did not name his former boss directly in his campaign announcement video. Why would he? His campaign pitches, Pence has touted some policy accomplishments from the Trump administration, but has made a pitch for different leadership. An evangelical Christian, Pence's faith guides many of his policy stances, such as his strong opposition to abortion. And I think I tweeted this, or I might have answered somebody else's tweet on this because it did ring a bell to me. Mike Pence actually had the power to make things proper, and he didn't. He was cajoled or scared or whatever it was into doing the wrong thing come the 2020 election. And now he wants us to believe that he's going to do the right thing now and wants us to vote for him as president this time. He wants us to trust him up there this time. Wrong answer. Next up, North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum. Burgum, 66, another boomer. A two-term governor of North Dakota and former software entrepreneur entered the crowded Republican field in June. His campaign pitch, he must have just, because June is not even, hardly even a week into it yet. So he must have just announced it. His campaign pitch, writing in a Wall Street Journal op-ed, that always gets you everywhere, announcing his bid, Burgum said, "We need a new leader for a changing economy." He touted his business experience and has made the economy a top policy priority. That'll get you somewhere. Republican, okay. Other Republicans considering presidential runs, including Miami Mayor Francis Suarez. That's new. I don't remember that. But that's just, they're just considering it. And then Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin. Good luck with that. He's the one, he's actually, if I'm not mistaken, that's the one that talked about abortion up to birth. The one that calmly, we will comfort the baby, and while we're talking to the mother to decide whether or not to let it. I don't know how they do it after that, but yeah. But you know how they do it beforehand. Toasty says Pence took money from the Koch brothers. All of these people took money from a lot of these people. The only person I know of that was ever being asked for money from anyone is Trump. And actually, I believe that that's one of the reasons why they're all scared to death of him. He knows their fucking secrets. He knows all of their needs. He knows that all of them, both sides probably came to him begging for money while he was a private citizen, if you will. That's why I say most people, he's stupid. He don't know. You don't know what he knows. And as a businessman that's had the paparazzi up his ass since 1977, I think he might possibly know a thing or two. Especially about the industry, the news industry, the entertainment industry. Wasn't he also in fact, they want to call him, Jimmy Dore calls him a game show host. He wasn't a game show host. Reality TV host. And still, that wasn't the only thing he was. It wasn't the first thing he was. It just happened to be the last thing he was doing. And making that TV station lots and lots of money. Wasn't he on there for like 12 years or something like that? So yeah. Freaky Dog 1970, welcome to the show. Sassy 18, welcome to the show over there on Rumble. Please make sure to share this. Once again, call me. Let's see. Yeah, we got about 15 more minutes to go. You can still call me. I'll stay on as long as people are calling me. That's for sure. All right. So we looked at Cornel West. Those are all the people that are trying to run for president right now. Quite a crowded ballot right there at the moment. I'm actually really surprised that anyone else is doing anything else on the Democratic side. Maybe, just maybe, hopefully they'll be able to fight this absolute bullshit that the DNC is trying to pull about no primaries and no debates and all that other stuff. They know that Biden's not going to be able to do it. He was barely able to do it the last time. He was barely able to do it the last time. And you've seen how much worse he gets every time they put him in front of a camera. The man can't even read his teleprompter anymore. In fact, why don't they just give him some contacts or some glasses? Because he stands there, the teleprompter's right there, and he's still going like this. And he fucks it up every time. I don't get it. Freak Dog 1970, you're right, says, after this show we go to the Drunken Rocky show and it is fucking hilarious for the first couple of hours. Yeah, well, I was gonna say you can only take that stuff for so long. But I think they only you guys don't do that for like 10. You guys don't like marathon it like you used to, do you? I don't watch it. In fact, after the show I listen a little bit, but I gotta go feed my sausage. I got things to do. I got to take care of the household and the husband too. So, all right. So, like I say, they're starting to stack up on the other side too. But I'm thinking it's kind of a moot point for the Democrats, since the Dems have basically pretty much already made their decision. You know they have. Okay. All right. I've got just enough time for a couple of funny clips. I always end the show with some funny stuff. Let's see. There wasn't any funny stuff here. These are just some of the examples of some of the stuff that's going on because of the impetus of Dylan Mulvaney, how he got things started, and why we should be thankful for him. Like I say, God even teaches us things that we shouldn't be doing. There's always a purpose, and we're all his children. All right. Anybody want to hear some refrigerator rap? I thought this was cute as hell. This came across my feed today, and I thought it was rather clever.
And so I said, this is a gentleman's 30.
You must be lost, my guy. The lower shelf is that way. I thought y'all rapped. Ain't a bar in sight.
Spare us that bottom tier off the dome drivel.
A lot of talk, but I could take on tree you right now.
I got this. I said you ain't done a thing major. Up against the street savior, my words connect with the corner like a screensaver on a DVD player. You cheap flavor, get split in half like the equator. Got me lining up singles like a speed dater.
Speed dater? No matter how you cut it, ain't a cheese grater. When you scoff's embarrassing, bougie for no reason, posh and arrogant, but think college sports when you draw comparisons. Cause if we talking best of the best, it's all American.
I'm sharp, we sharp shooters, axe cheddar, the block move with me. You not Gouda, calm, cool, and collected, move congruently. Lunchbox food to me, only bought if you shop frugally. Stop playing, this is tomfoolery versus charcuterie.
You right, you charcuterie, just something to snack on. Explains why I'm bored with this cheese that I'm about to put hands on. Fold them up in the Cobra clutch. Gouda, you from the Netherlands. No wonder you getting smoked this much. Leave Gouda split in half. Now we really going Dutch. Hold up.
You know Brie the smoothest. Got the chopstick, it'll spill your sauce. Turn slim single to string cheese. Get your top split and I'm peeling off. Hold on, I just had an epiphany. I'm from France, it's deja vu, looking back at the history. When this American get torched by the French like the Statue of Liberty.
Me versus 3 of y'all and I'm still matching the energy. No wonder. I'm the only one here that's wrapped individually. Only a man can share a casket. My 16's the full package. That's how I wrap a square in plastic. Square.
We top shelf. You live above your means. Gouda, cheddar, and brie. Your death come in threes. This knife silent but deadly. I use it to cut the cheese.
Ooh, I got a trick up my sleeve. Expose your little fool pyramid scheme. My peacekeeper, the street sweeper. It get rid of debris.
Hey, yo! I want y'all to see this, how there's ballparks between us. This god-awful knockoff of me is basically the hot dog of cheeses. You might be cheaper at the store, but I'm more seasoned and mature. I'm the cheese that they deserve, not just the cheese they can afford.
Got an upper shelf thinking nothing can destroy you, till I catch you in the cupboard next to oil with the oven set to broil. But don't cry over spilled milk.
Why's that?
Cause the 1% is spoiled.
Listen, we ain't the same.
No, I'm playing single.
Dating game.
Then I'm breaking single.
Pay to play.
I said I'm breaking single.
Making change.
Folding single.
Paper planes.
Then I'm throwing singles.
Make it rain.
Make it rain. I'll wash you in a monsoon. Cheese knife, get 'em pre-sliced. They carve through. We go, ooh, pew, nose spray and go, chew. Then a stick melting like hot glue. I will not lose. I'm top 2 and I'm not 2. Turn brie into au jus. Cheddar the sandwich spreader is sharp too. Turn 'em to Swiss. Gouda get mixed in a blonde brew. When I turn up this heat and melt all you in the fondue.
Should've squared it. Oh.
That was pretty cool. Ketchup and mustard is pretty funny too. Chick-fil-A versus Popeyes, dog and a cat. The animated raps, those are pretty cool. If you get a chance to check those out, they're on YouTube at the moment. That is Ilmac TV, ILLMAC TV. If you want to check out the rap offs. Okay. You know what? I forgot what this is, but I do know that it's funny because it's down here at the end. Let me reboot it here. Oh yeah. Can you see it? Can you guys see it? Let's see. Somebody's getting currently being mugged by DJ. Don't mug her, DJ. Don't mug them. All right, here you go. This is hilarious, and the sweetness of if you got kids, you probably probably get this. No sound. Damn it. Okay. Will it go back? Sometimes Instagram lets you go back, sometimes it doesn't. All right.
Brian finishing swimming lessons.
I love it so much, buddy.
This is certificate. This is Brian in the water. This is Brady swimming underwater. This is pool certificate. And this says Brighton, and this says love Brady.
Oh, wow, I love it, buddy. I love it. You're very sweet. Good job making something for your brother.
Shaky Balls, welcome to the show. That's funny though, that little kid. Certificate.
Thank you, Jesus.
I wonder if they'll keep that. I wonder if they'll keep that on the refrigerator. Of course, they'll have to explain it to mother-in-law probably or something like that. Oh, you guys. Well, one thing also, too, I can tell you that I'm thankful for is the fact that you guys are all here with me and that you guys hang with me with my shows and that I can hang with you and that we have a network and that we all love Jesus and that we all help each other and have the same attitudes towards the things that are coming at us and everything like that. I'm like I say, the bishop mentioned it and it's in the Bible. Be thankful in all things. And it really does open your eyes. I just showed you all the different things that we actually should be thankful for Dylan Mulvaney for, and I bet nobody expected that. All right, that's about it for me right now. Don't forget to support all the folks on Rougarous and Not Me Bees, the Pure Blood TV guide. Also, you can pick up on the latest news. You can also see who's on the air, a bunch of quick links and everything like that. Don't forget to make sure to support all those folks on Rougarous interactive schedule. Be sure to head on over next to the Drunken Rocky show here on Odysee. Hey, Rocky, do you do Rumble too? Or just Odysee? I don't know. Anyway, make sure you go over there. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll shit yourself. And other things. But he usually does have a good, really good white pill experience show. And it is hilarious. They laugh at all kinds of stuff over there. And even a lot of times just the laughter is contagious. And we really need that. God wants us to be happy. Let me know if there's anything you need me to cover. Get in touch with me. Just my email's down below me here, running down below me. If there's anything you want me to comment on, or if anything you like, want to show me that I missed. And like I say, that's one of the reasons why I have the phone lines open, so you can call in and tell the world what you experienced or whatever like that. I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the comments and the calls. Don't forget to send me your clips and your commercials for my show or yours if you got anything like that, or you want me to show anybody anything or share anything. God bless you. God bless America. And I wish you peace, health, love, and music. Always. And until next time, AMF.